One of the biggest trends right now in the beauty industry is CBD. So CBD oil, CBD in skincare, CBD in gummies, CBD water, it's everywhere. So at Aesthetic Creator, I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of backstory on CBD and how it works and how it's going to benefit us in the near future. And we have some great policies and procedures and processes that are brand new to the industry that we're super excited about. And so you can look for those coming soon. But until then, let's talk about a little bit about CBD. We have an endocannabinoid system, an ECS, throughout our whole body, which means we have CB1 and CB2 receptors everywhere. So our CB1 receptors are mainly like in our brain, our spinal cord. The CB2 receptor actually guides in inflammation. And so if you think about the ECS system, it's really just a system that comes alongside of another system. So you have like a lock and a key. And so it comes alongside of the other system and helps it work a little bit better, maintaining homeostasis, helping guide inflammation. So we know with inflammation, specifically, inflammation can create aging. And there's a couple types of inflammation. So there's acute inflammation or local inflammation, which is just like it happens and our body's natural response is to heal it. And then we also have the chronic inflammation, which is something that we think about and we should think about as we age. And so things that can create inflammation in general are obviously like the UV, like the sunlight and our diet and just our environment that we're in, smoking, pollution. I mean, there's just a lot of things that can create inflammation within our bodies. And so with the oral CBD, that's obviously like a systematic effect that will help with inflammation. And there's different doses that you can take. But in our context of Aesthetic Creator, I want to talk about CBD and kind of skincare and how it can work and help in the anti-aging process. So we know that inflammation in the skin creates aging. So it creates reduced collagen production and reduced elastin production. And so we really want to come alongside of that and help that so that it helps with our aging process so we don't get the fine lines and wrinkles or the dull looking skin. So CBD actually, if we put it into our skincare or in the way that we're going to do it is we're going to microneedle it into the skin, it actually will create less inflammation or help reduce the inflammation or maintain the inflammation. So we know that we always have some inflammation going on in our bodies, but we're going to use CBD and the CB2 receptors, which are very relevant in our skin, to help reduce the inflammation, which in turn help guide in collagen production and elastin production, so it will increase it. So with CBD and Aesthetic Creator, we actually have an injectable form of CBD that we're going to use, and we're going to use it with microneedling, and that's actually called the Immortal Facial. And then we have Immortal Gold, which is, everyone knows about the Aqua Gold system. We use that with some CBD cocktails. And then we have Immortal Tox. So Immortal Tox is actually a neurotoxin mixed with CBD, and we're in the process of really testing it to make sure that it's safe, or not necessarily that it's safe, but to kind of test to see how it's actually working. So one of my experiences has been that I injected the CBD to the local area that I was going to do the Botox in, and I waited about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I came back and I injected the neurotoxin into the same space, so in the same area, and I actually did the frown line, which is the most commonly area treated with a neurotoxin. And so typically this patient usually takes about a week to see results with the Botox or the neuromodulator, and he actually saw results within a day. So the next day we could start to see results. And then I have also actually done where I've mixed it right in with the Botox and with the neuromodulator, and then injected it to the crow's feet to see if there was a little bit different effect. And with that one, there wasn't as much effect, but I also didn't wait as long to allow the CBD to affect the CB1 and CB2 receptors because we know that those receptors actually have to kind of open, and that the CBD can kind of get into them, therefore to activate the other receptors to uptake the neuromodulator. So I didn't wait as long, so I think that was probably maybe the reason why, but we're just kind of testing it to see how it works, and the things that we can do to make our things last longer and maybe happen a little bit more quickly, because we all know we like that instant gratification. So if we can give you a result, or if you can give your patients a result faster with no risk, that's fantastic. And then we also have Immortal Lift, which is actually the CBD mixed with a couple of the different fillers for the lips, or the lift in the cheeks, and then the chin, and different areas. And then we have Immortal Kiss, which is the lips, obviously, where we mix a little bit of CBD with our filler. And with Immortal Kiss, actually, we all know that we have a lot of inflammation that happens right after the lips are injected, which that's still the case. However, the inflammation will go down a little bit quicker. And so we're just trying to do a little bit of testing to see how this all works, but we do see some very promising things around the injectable CBD. The CBD is actually also, you can do it as just an intramuscular injection for your patients, just for overall health. But it's just really interesting to kind of see the process and how things work. So the CBD that we're using is actually 0.0% THC. So that means it has no THC in it, and it's extracted via CO2 form, so it's very green. And so those are a couple things that we'll be talking about more and more as we launch this and I go into detail about things. But one thing that is just really interesting and really just been like on our the back of our head is CBD is such a great thing. It's natural, but how can we utilize it to make the stuff that we're doing better? And that's what it's really meant to do. We do know that like cannabinoids are present actually in our like in mom's breast milk. So women are naturally, you know, born with it, and then that's what we use for our nurturing is in the mom's breast milk there is cannabinoids. And so that's really, really cool. So we know that our body actually can absorb them really, really well, and we should have them, but it doesn't, our ECS system doesn't work as well due to stress, maybe our diet and different things. And so giving ourselves outside cannabinoids can actually increase our body's function and just the way that we can process things. So we're really excited about what CBD will do in the aesthetic industry, and looking forward to really learning more and more about it.